Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for August the 10th, 2024. It's D23 weekend, and I'm here with you, not there at the convention, as it always is. But even though we can't be at the convention, we can look at all the lovely, lovely things that they put up on the DisneyStore.com website this week to buy from D23, much of which will become available, supposedly, Monday morning at 8 o'clock. And there's a lot of really cool stuff there, like a lot of really expensive stuff too. Pins that cost more than $100, an $800 doll set, which, to be fair, the Red Queen and Gaston in that set look very, very nice. Not $800 nice. And it would be nice if we would see more of like the male characters get dolls, because I think the last one we had was like Facilier, and that was what, almost 10 years ago? Certainly, it was a long time ago. It was well before Disney stores closed their actual stores. But out of all those things, there were a couple things that really did stand out to me, one of which I might try to get. You can probably guess, if you watch this channel and you have looked at the items that will be available from D23 on the site on Monday, you can probably guess what at least one of the items is. But I'll give you the one that's not as obvious, and that is the $300 Star Tours Star Cruiser action figure scale with individual seats and seat belts and a screen that plays clips from the original ride, not the new one, but the original one with Captain Rex, comes with a Captain Rex figure, can fit an R2-D2 in it, and is $300, and it's huge because again it's scale sized to like your classic size Star Wars figures, not Black Series, that would be even larger, but like your class, like those retro ones, those what's Nostalgia series, I think is what they call them. Yeah, I would really like that, but it's $300, and realistically it would end up in a box. I would take it out to do a video on it in here, and I would probably put it back in the box for safekeeping and very likely never open it again. And it looks like the Rex that comes with it is a recreation of the one that I already have. I have the old like Star Traders Captain Rex figure, and I wouldn't want to open it because it comes in a blister pack. I wouldn't want to open it, so it's just as well to not get it. The other thing that I'm looking at that I might actually order is the Madame Leota. Now, I don't know if I've ever talked about it here on the channel, but I know I've talked about it over the course of the last few years that, you know, like at Hallmark has them, there are other places do as well. They're like pumpkins that look like just normal plastic pumpkins, but when you turn them on, they project a talking face from the inside to give it a sense of animation, to allow the pumpkin to talk to you with a lit up mouth and eyes, and, you know, kind of like the opposite version of the singing pumpkins in the Holiday Haunted Mansion. And I've been wondering for a long time now why we can't get a Madame Leota like that. It seems like it would be the easiest thing in the world to do like a hollowed out Madame Leota and project the face from the inside. Well, they're releasing a $200 Madame Leota, I guess, statue, figurine. I don't really know what to class it as, since it is gonna have the options to come with like a plastic Leota face to take off, and from the inside of it, it's supposed to project Madame Leota and go through her spiel. And I really do want that. I would kind of like a full-size one, but I mean, I've been wanting a good Madame Leota for a long time. On this channel, I've had the Funko Pop Madame Leota I had from 2 or 3 years ago. I think for the 50th anniversary, they released that Madame Leota used to sit over there behind where the bust is, where the Lego mansion is now. I had a Madame Leota sitting there for a while. That's like you're supposed to put water in it, it fogged up, and it did the spiel. And then I got my lamp a couple years ago, which has been my go-to. That's been my Madame Leota in here since then, and I do love it. It's a beautiful lamp. But an actual talking one with the correct projected face on it is a thing that I really want. And what it made me think of looking at it was, I think in 22, Jemmy released a Madame Leota like Halloween prop. I think a little bit bigger than actual size. And I remember when it came out, I was like, oh, I want to get one of those. I want to find one. I think Party City was supposed to be the one that was selling it. And I really wanted one until I saw a video of it in action and saw, one, the face looked awful. It didn't look anything like Madame Leota. it looked like kind of like a stock Fright Halloween mask face. And then when you turned it on, so you know how Madame Leota floats around over her table now? She did it when I was a kid. She does now. Well, since they obviously can't do that in just a tabletop prop, they made her bob her head back and forth in a way that reminded me of like watching Stevie Wonder. Like the head just, was back and forth. I was like, in exactly the way Madame Leota on the ride doesn't do. And I remember when I saw them, like, oh no, I don't want that at all. And I never even bothered looking. I don't think I ever actually saw one in person, but I didn't actually look for it because just seeing the promotional video for it totally put me off of it. And, but yeah, it's going to be smallish. I think it probably about the same size as the Leota lamp here all told, but it's got the chair, it's got the raven, it's got her spell book. It looks fantastic, and I think I'm going to try to go for it on Monday. Well, we'll see. I'm sure I will. If I don't get it, it's going to be a pre-order. If I don't get it, I'm sure I'll complain about it in next week's video. I do plan on doing a video next week because the Happy Haunt hunt continues, and we do have more Happy Haunts to look at. Also in the last week, Spirit Halloween store opened. I found one locally, semi-locally in town, that was open. So we went there straight away to see what new things were in stock. And I did not get anything Haunted Mansion. I didn't see anything Haunted Mansion that I particularly wanted that I don't already have, or wasn't a thing that I just passed up last year. But I did find one thing to pick up. It's another thing that's very near and dear to my heart. It's a movie I probably watched 100 times at least back in the 1990s, and it's from Beetlejuice, and it's this. This is not the focus of today's video. Obviously, you've seen the thumbnail and the title. I'm not sure what the title is yet. I haven't come up with the title yet, but you've seen it, and you know this is not the focus of the video. But yeah, this is from Beetlejuice. This is one of Delia Dietz's hideous art pieces in miniature form. What's the hair on it? And they only had one left when I got there. I'm sure they'll have more. They did have a couple of her. I went to like 6 different spirit stores last year before finally finding her. This was my first try. And also they had her this time as well. But I saw this and I'm like, oh, this is a thing I have to own, because it's just an ugly piece of art. It can sit out anytime. Oh, it does. I just literally just now noticed. It does say Beetlejuice on the back. That makes sense. That it would. I kind of thought it just had on the bottom here. But it does actually say Beetlejuice on the back, but you can put that up on a shelf, and if you don't know, you don't know. If you do know, you do know. But honestly, I think it's hideous, and I love it. I love it a lot. I'm glad to have picked it up. And it was $32.99, so maybe a little steep, but it's a fairly sturdy feeling. I feel like it feels a little bit sturdier than these guys do. It's a little bit heavier, certainly. Denser, especially in the base there. But I do like it quite a bit. Yes, it's not today's main video item, but it's one that I was glad I was able to find on my first try and pick up. Making that our first, but probably not our last, spirit purchase of the season. Also, just one more thing before we get on to the main focus of today's video, is of course Home Depot and Lowe's and their Halloween displays. Went to check both of them out. And last Saturday, I think, no, Friday or Saturday, we popped into Lowe's, and they had a few animatronics set up, and that was it. And then we went over and checked out Home Depot as well, and all they had was a 12-foot skeleton holding a big sign saying the Halloween stuff was coming, I think it's at the 24th, maybe the 22nd, a couple weeks from now in any case. But we went back to Lowe's earlier this week to pick up something my wife had ordered for Christmas, because it's never too early to order Christmas stuff either, apparently. And they had a little bit of the Halloween stuff out, most of it Haunted Mansion. And they had like the blow-up stuff. They actually had a talking Madame Leota on the shelf on the floor, but on display that you could purchase. And then a couple other things. Most things didn't particularly interest me. I predominantly like things that either are like kind of figurine, statuary kind of stuff, or reproductions of things in the mansion, like the tombstones, like the little goblin gargoyle candelabras, that sort of stuff. So that was cool. I definitely have to check back because they were putting stuff out. I have to see what else they get. We did pick up a couple things from them as well, but that is for a future video. Today's video, though, is Haunted Mansion. It is a part of the Happy Haunt Hunt for this year. And it's actually something my wife picked up because, like I said, I'm normally into prop reproduction. She's more into decor. If you remember last year, she picked up a lot of stuff for setting up our dining room table, which she did do. And I think I posted pictures on the Void of Intelligence Instagram showing the final result. But she saw this back, I think a couple months ago when they first started releasing Haunted Mansion stuff on DisneyStore.com. They had, I think, a Facebook reel showing this item, and she was very disappointed that it was not on the site. And I'd heard that it was available in the parks, but of course we're not in the parks or near the parks or have any way of going to the parks immediately. Otherwise, I would probably be there to try to get some D23 stuff. But it did become available on the website a couple weeks ago, and it is this. The Hurricane Candle Set. I light up, battery operated, and at $70, bougie is probably the right term for it. This is a thing that honestly, I probably would have slept on. I would not have picked this up myself, but yeah, she wants, I don't know if it's gonna be like a centerpiece at the table, meaning Leota may get to stay in here this year, because last year Leota did disappear for a while and get replaced by the popcorn bucket because she became the centerpiece for the dining room table. So I'm not sure if this will be the centerpiece and Leota will stay here or what will happen, but we'll have to pick this up, $70 on the DisneyStore.com website, and we're going to look at it today. She's already checked it out. It does work. This is one thing when you buy fragile, breakable, limited quantity stuff from DisneyStore.com or formerly Shop Disney, you definitely want to open it up. Don't wait to open it on a video. Open it immediately just to make sure it's in one piece. And yeah, she's done that. And she played with it a little bit. It does function. But today we're going to look at it here. Now, I commented about the $70 price tag, but honestly, I thought it was going to be like just kind of plastic. I didn't realize it actually was going to be metal. There we go. Hear that? Actual metal, and I believe actual glass. Yeah, actual glass. Now, she thought that the one that she saw on the video had the Hitchhiking Ghosts on it, which I don't know. It's only in the video for like a second, and like I said, it's a thing that I personally would have taken a pass on. Although I'm glad she didn't. Seeing that it's metal does look pretty nice. It does have, it's like we have a little chip on the finish here, but that's not too bad. Probably touch it up with a little bit of paint or something. Of course, the back looks perfect. And let's see if we can figure out how to make it work. I know it worked. I saw her making it work, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I didn't want to. I want to experience things with you here on the channel. So you got the removable top. You have hurricane glass. You do have the candle in there. Has the print from the wallpaper on it. It's got the Haunted Mansion logo on the front. It says Disney on the back. And I'm pretty sure she kept the batteries in it, so... Or maybe she didn't. Or maybe you need to use the remote. I don't know. Let's... It does come with a remote, because I believe it is supposed to change color. It did in the video anyways. Let's put that back on. Let's kill some lights in here and give it a try. Alright, that's as dark as we're going to get in here. Let's see if we can figure out how to turn this on. Probably should have done that with the lights on. Oh, I guess it was already on. I was in like sleep mode or something. And I believe it does have a timer mode, so you can set it to go, I think she said, for 4 or 8 hours. Hold on, let's get a little bit of light on. And see if we can't... Because I have something taped in here. Single color flickering mode, auto changing multicolor, selection of colors. Yeah, so the timer for 4 and 8 hour modes. Right there. And I guess I can do all of these colors. Let's try that again. Kill the light. Okay, so I see we're in color change mode already, so yeah, it just kind of cycles through the colors. Quite nice. Can we... I'm pretty sure this had batteries in... Oh, it's upside down. Okay, so we have more of like a candle flicker mode there. That's kind of nice. Can we get... We have red, green, blue. I mean, white's not really... Because it really should be kind of a reddish, shouldn't it? It shouldn't really be white. Oh, they're going to like cycle through all the colors in a interesting way. Okay. So that's where the flicker mode on the white is just kind of weird, but okay. Kind of a teal, a light purple. I think that's maybe a little bit more proper for a candle. Light blue, kind of Haunted Mansion purple. I guess it's still purplish, isn't it? More blue, and then that's a very Haunted Mansion, but that's probably your most Haunted Mansion of colors. So okay. I think this is what switches it into flicker mode. And then this changes the overall mode. Okay, now it's just kind of color cycling. And now I think I'm putting the solid. The dark red's kind of nice. So kind of a slow just cycle through the colors here. And then I think I've frozen it again. So I guess this top one puts it into like the candle flicker mode. And the one below it puts it into like color shift mode. So, but the candle flicker mode for some of the colors seems to shift between colors. It goes from like blue and then kind of greenish. Let's do the red. It's a little too rhythmic. It's more of almost more of a heartbeat than like the way a candle flickers. I don't know. I don't know about this. Where was the... All right, let's try that one. Yeah, see, it looks like when it's just steady, it looks kind of slightly yellowish like fire, but when you put it into the flicker mode, you like get hints of green in there. I think this is a very nice piece, but I'm not a huge fan of the way the coloring on it works. And again, keep in mind, it's not mine. This is not for me. This is my wife, so I don't have to necessarily think it's great. I do think it's better than I thought it was going to be. It's something I probably would have passed on, but it is nice. I do like that it's actually metal and glass. I don't know, the candle just isn't... I feel like we could have done a little bit better in here, because I want to say like the Encanto candle I think looks better as far as like being more, like a more realistic flicker to the flame, or more realistic look of color from it than this one does. I mean, it's nice and it'll look good on the table, because again, I'm pretty sure that's where it's destined for. But I don't know, which color do you think is best? Let me know in the comments. What color do you think it's best? There are, 12 options for colors on here. We have red, green. Well, I think the vibrant ones are probably the best of those. Then we have like kind of just plain white, teal, light blue, light purple, like a brighter light blue. I guess that one's a little more purpley. Then we have a yellowy, a very, very light purple, a more vivid teal, and a very more like vivid purple. But I think these top three are the best. I think they're the most vivid, although that's probably the most appropriate for Haunted Mansion. But again, of course, if you can't decide, you can just put it into color shift mode and it'll go through all the colors. And I think if you press different things, it'll do different speeds. If I press it again, it seems to stop it. Again. And that's a pretty smooth transition between them. I don't know, let me know. What color do you think is the best? And what do you think of this overall? I'm almost disappointed we do have like a little bit of chip. You can't see it in the dark, obviously. But there was like a little like chip in the finish on the bat there. But otherwise, let's put some lights back on it. Just so we can see it again. Not all the lights, just a little bit. But I do like that it's metal. The sculpt is pretty good. But yeah, it's like a little, like it got scuffed at some point. There's just like some bare metal showing through. You could probably touch that up. You do have this nice finish along the sides here. And hey, the glass isn't broken. And yeah, it just feels like they kind of, for as nice as the rest of it is, it feels like they did kind of skimp a little bit on the actual candle in the middle, because you have all this glass and metal around it, and then you have this candle that's, I don't know, for me it's, the candle just isn't quite working for me. But again, it's not mine. Let me know what you think though. I'm legitimately interested to know what you think about this. It's better than I thought it was going to be, because again, it's actually it's actually glass and metal, not plastic, which is what I thought it was going to be. So it's definitely better than I thought it was going to be. I understand why it's $70 because of the glass and the metal. I just wish they'd put a little, just put like a, like one step up nicer candle in there. But still, it's a unique piece. It's not anything that we have anything like remotely like it. And again, I think it'll look nice as a centerpiece on the dining room table with all the other Haunted Mansion dishes and candelabras and cups and other assorted things that she's managed to accumulate over the past few years. But that is going to wrap us up for this week. We do have our nice Beetlejuice statue. That's mine. And our legitimately much nicer Haunted Mansion candle. That is my wife's. But yeah, let me know, which color do you think is the best? I'm kind of leaning, I'm kind of torn personally between the more vivid purple, the vivid blue, the vivid green, and the vivid red. I think the logo on the glass pops a little better on the green or the blue. Or maybe the green. Green or the purple, actually. I think that shows up better on those two colors. But yeah, let me know what you think. And with that, I will wrap this up before I just sit here and repeat myself over and over again for another 20 minutes. I do thank you for watching though. I hope you found it all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.